Rants at the Movies, a podcast where we rant about films you may have seen at house parties. I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and pissing on my hush puppies is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
If you look at my library upstairs, I do have a lot more in common with Milton than I care to admit.
A cult specialist, Milton.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably true.
Yeah.
Not that you've pissed on anybody's hush puppies.
No, but I have.
But character-wise, the most accurate description that I've given you.
Just upstairs going, oh shit.
Yeah.
I got some of them books that he references.
But not the lead breastplate and the rubber ring.
No. That sounds like a fun night in.
Like the flying helmets in the wet celery.
Oh yeah, and the egg beater. What did they ever do with... I don't know. No, I don't even want to know.
But yeah, no, not going into tangents on hello straight away, because we're talking about the Frighteners today.
Yay! I love the Frighteners.
Yeah, Peter Jackson's 1996 comedy horror.
Yeah, ghost and spooky, but funny and endearing.
Yes. I think I saw this... I must have been a teenager when I saw this. I didn't see it when it came out, but I was probably about 14 or 15, randomly stumbled across it on TV and loved it straight away. It would have been the first of the Peter Jackson films I would have seen, I'd say.
I'm not 100%. I think I came across this around the same time as I came across The Burbs, and they're very, very similar kind of...
Similar vibe.
Yeah.
But totally different films.
Totally different films, very similar vibe, so I don't know exactly... This and Edward Scissorhands as well have all mushed together into some weird suburbia.
This would probably be my favourite of those three, though, to be honest with you. I know you love The Burbs, but I love this film.
I'm very fond of The Burbs, basically because I am that family next door.
Yes. And as fond as I am of Peter Jackson's other early cult classics, like Braindead and Bad Taste and whatnot, this one is... Yeah, it's probably my favourite.
I haven't seen Braindead in years.
Oh, we will definitely cover Braindead on this podcast. And I thought about doing it first, but nah.
I've actually seen the model of the baby more times than I've seen Braindead.
Well, we've seen the model of the... What's the dog called in this?
Yeah.
The ghost dog. We saw the model of him, IRL, when we were over in New Zealand. But, yeah, no, I think this... It's not that it's better than Braindead or Bad Taste or anything like that. I just prefer it.
It's really funny. It's really well paced. The characters are hilarious. And
there's so many great
exaggerated. They are caricatures, but they're just enough of a caricature.
And they're in it for just enough. There's a lot of side characters. You don't
get sick of them.
Yeah,
but they're all very, very distinctive.
Oh, definitely, absolutely. Like between the ghost side characters and then
who are brilliant.
The characters in the town with the sheriff and your one who works for the paper and all that. There's loads of different characters.
Sheriff. The sheriff just seems to have... I want a side story on him because his day must be fascinating. Well,
I was saying off air that the sheriff reminds me of like a sheriff version of Hitchcock from... Wait, which one do I mean? From Brooklyn Nine-Nine. The not bald one. That's Scully, isn't it?
The one that's just like really sweet and I don't know if he has a dog or a girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's Hitchcock, and Scully's the shorter, fatter...
Pervier.
Slightly pervier in a grosser way.
Whichever one of those I mean, a sheriff version of him.
Whoever sings the intro for the Jimmy Jabs.
Yes, does the opera singing. Well, I've watched nearly every season of that show. I know, and I just can't tell which is which. But
yeah, no, he's so sweet and he just keeps telling him mad things and he's just... I don't know if he believes.
I think he just sees Frank as mostly harmless.
Yeah, and there's...
You know, like if people are stupid enough to believe that he can cure hauntings, well, look, let him. He's not harming anybody, I think is how the sheriff mostly views him.
It's an innocent scam. He's not causing any trouble.
And that's probably a good point to go for a summary.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm dying at John Aston's picture on IMDb.
Why? Is it not Gomez?
No,
I just assumed it would be Gomez Adams.
It just... I don't know what's going on in that picture. What has he seen?
I feel like he's just waiting for a prank he's set up to unfold.
Yeah.
That's what that grin looks like to me. But that's not a summary of this film.
No.
This is... 5 years after losing his wife in a tragic accident and gaining the ability to see ghosts, Frank Bannister uses his gifts to scam locals with semi-fake hauntings. But when a terrifying new apparition starts dropping bodies and making Frank look guilty, Frank and newly widowed Lucy must try and unmask the new spook while staying ahead of an FBI occult specialist. the best FBI cult specialist. Milton is fucking brilliant.
Milton is what Fox Mulder should be.
Yeah. If
like if somebody stands up on its own.
I know what you're saying. If there were an actual X-Files in the FBI, anybody who worked for it would look like and act like and end up like Milton.
Yeah, and get really into
Going
the whole
undercover
occult, especially because he's like the occult side of things, and they make the point of he was deep undercover in cults and has like seen some shit. And given that it's Peter Jackson, I'm going to assume it was probably some Lovecraftian style backstory that he's got.
Well, I know that was why Peter Jackson wanted him, was because of Reanimator.
Oh, and he's amazing in Reanimator. And if you've never seen it, go watch it, especially the scene with the cat in the basement.
Oh, Reanimator. definitely a future episode of this podcast, because I saw it at a house party.
Yeah.
But Peter Jackson apparently didn't even know if Jeffrey Combs was still working. He just got onto his agent, was like, go and see if this guy is working. This guy. And if he is, hire him. And he was, and he hired him, and he's fucking excellent. He's one of the best bits.
Everything about him, his introduction, his weird mannerisms.
Yeah.
Just
after he gets screamed at by Lucy the first time, and he throws up, but he comes back. And he's like standing, peeking around the corner of the room, and the sheriff is like, Milton, will you just come in and sit down? And
there seems to be some whole backstory between the sheriff and Milton as well that I'm just fascinated by. When it's like he gets like anxious around people he doesn't know, and it's like, hang on, how long have you known him?
I'm just going to assume that because of Milton's whole big thing about knowing what happened with Frank's wife's death,
he's probably
that maybe he had already been
local.
Well, either he was local or he had already investigated that case when it happened.
Well, there's a history in the town. It's like for the last 5 years they've had people dropping dead of some mysterious heart condition. Mm-hmm. So prior to that, the whole backstory of the town is that there was a mass shooting in the 60s there. At a hospital.
Yeah.
And that's kind of hung around the town, and now these mysterious deaths have kind of dredged up all the old memories.
Yeah.
And he seems to think that there's something weird going on.
Oh, Milton fully believes in the supernatural element of it. Sorry, not the supernatural element of it. Of the psychological aspect of it. Milton's thing is he thinks that Frank is
just crazy.
And killing people, and
maybe has created this possibly whole like backstory around it to provide a cover for his actions. That he's actually psychotic.
But he thinks that he doesn't believe, in the paranormal, but he believes in, like, psychic powers. He thinks that he's all into the men who stare at goats.
Oh, yeah.
This is a dude who has stared at many a goat himself. And, yeah, he thinks that Frank is killing people with his mind.
Uri Geller is his idol.
Oh, yeah. that is a man who bends spoons and stares at goats. And does all the other things.
There's a really old Victoria Wood joke about Uri Geller doing a show and all the women with coils suddenly going, ooh! That totally went whoosh when I was a kid.
I'd say so, yeah. But no, Milton I suppose he is an antagonist in the film, but he's just so much fun.
He's just, the cast is very weird. Not weird, but they're fun. So you've got...
There's a lot of people I haven't seen in much, apart from Michael J. Fox.
Yeah. Lucy?
Yeah, is Trini Alvarado.
She's almost the stray character. She's new to town, she's married, they've been there 3 months, she's a doctor. Her introduction is she's covering the other physician's rounds.
Yeah.
And she goes up to this house with this... I've forgotten the name of old lady Bellamy, but fuck me, I love her, she's great.
The old lady.
Yeah.
I'm just going to call her the old lady. And yes, she is great with her shotgun.
Yeah. And then when you see her, like when she's all done up in the day, and I would love to be able to do my hair like that, in that like Dracula rolls style with the jewels down the back. Oh my God, so elegant.
Yeah, she's proper, like,
and then she's running around with a fucking shotgun. She don't take no shit.
Not in the scene where Lucy shows up at the house.
No, but she is very commanding.
Yeah.
But Lucy's the everyman. Like, she's been thrust into this situation.
Yeah, no, she's the well, she's not a vehicle for plot because she's not like she's a fun character in and of herself as well.
But she's about the most normal person.
But yeah, she is.
She doesn't have any deep dark secrets. She doesn't have any like weird abilities.
No, she is. She's the straight man character.
Yeah. She's lovely as well. Her whole personality and character in this, she's just a really warm, caring, loving person.
Yeah, very trusting. Too trusting, perhaps.
A little bit too trusting. She's like you totally believe that she's she's a doctor and she's a doctor because she wants to help people.
Yeah.
Her husband, on the other hand, is a complete and utter jackass who totally saw a good thing coming and held on to it for fucking all he's worth.
Oh yeah,
in his fucking coordinated sweatsuit.
Yeah, with
his lunges,
with his white picket fence and his gnomes
and his Elvis statue.
He is fucking brilliant in this. Ray. Peter Dobson, I think, is the name of the actor.
Ray is great. Ray's introduction, coming out and screaming at him because fucking Frank's crashed through his white picket fence and run over a couple of his gnomes.
Oh, well, he runs over the gnome on the way out on purpose. Yeah. That's just a brilliant bit. But yeah, no, Ray is an absolute dickhead. He's a douche. And thankfully he dies pretty early. But that's not really a spoiler because most of his character is... most of his on-screen time is as a ghost.
Yeah. And he's a very, very fun ghost.
Yeah, he's a ghost who does not want to admit that he's dead and is freaking out about the fact that he is dead, and he plays it so well, especially in the scene when...
Where he falls out the restaurant wall.
Yeah, in the restaurant scene.
Because he falls out that wall. And I love the way the physics kind of works in this, because they do fall through walls and through floors, but other times they get stuck. What
ghosts can and can't pass through in this film seems to be defined purely by comedic effect.
Yeah.
If it's funny, they can or can't pass through it as according to the script.
Or they can get stuck in it.
Yeah, but it's fine. I don't mind it. Like, I don't expect a comedy horror like this to have ridiculously hard and fast rules about how the ghosts work. It's grand.
Yeah.
But that scene where they're in the restaurant and Frank is supposed to be talking to Lucy for Ray, and you find out just what an absolute dick he's been in the marriage. He's
lost $17,000 in a bad investment.
But it starts with the wine thing.
Yeah, and she's like, I can't
red.
stand.
We always have red. I'll have white. I can't stand red.
Yeah, the second she's alone, suddenly realise how little they have in common.
Yeah, and how little he knows about her, and just how kind of shitty the relationship was, because she even says it after she finds out that he's lost all the money.
That he's always doing stuff like this.
Yeah, she says that they hadn't been happy in their marriage for a long time.
And this is news to him.
He's like, you bitch. But yeah, when he storms off and falls out the wall of the restaurant, it's fucking brilliant. Yeah, no, Ray's probably the longest of the, has the most on-screen time of the side characters.
Yeah.
But he's definitely the most fun.
Yeah, well, he's just following Lucy about as well, kind of trying to keep an eye on her and try and stop her finding out more shit. Yeah. That's it. After he storms out of the restaurant, it's when he discovers that when he's angry, he can move things.
Yeah.
And he's like, ha, you can't stop me now. But Frank, who's Michael J. Fox, who's the main...
He's the main character.
Main character. So his whole deal is he was an architect.
Yeah.
And there was a car crash 5 years prior. His wife...
Not fucking surprising considering the way that guy drives.
That guy drives like people drive around here.
He is just on all sides of the road, on the curbs.
Through the gardens.
Anytime we see him driving, even in that scene that's the flashback where...
He's driving like a fucking lunatic. Where
he actually crashes and his wife dies.
And this was all shot in Wellington, which has phenomenally curvy roads, and is all quite steep.
Oh yeah, so props to the stunt driver for intentionally being able to drive that badly and not crash. But yeah, Frank can't drive.
No, it's amazing he hasn't run over anybody. But very bad car crash. His wife sadly passes away. They had argued that morning. He has lots of remorse, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Result of car crash, he can now see ghosts.
Yeah.
Frank, being the scumbag that he is exploiting the ghosts for his own personal gain.
Yeah. He runs a scam. Yeah. And said scam is he sends in some ghosts, they lift some stuff.
No, it's even worse than that. He scours the local newspapers for funerary announcements, slips out his cards at the funerals, and then arranges for like their loved ones to haunt them. So he's preying on bereaved people.
Yeah, it's not just any old.
So he is proper scum.
Yeah, and the only other haunting we see where he's not going out to recently bereaved people. Two is the haunting that he causes in Ray and Lucy's house, and that's because Ray is going to sue him for
crashing into his
fence. So he's like, here's how I get out of this one. And the only other one that we don't know is directly related to somebody dying is that rich old lady that he tries to scam. Yeah. When he finds out that the papers...
when they're flying the kids
when
around.
They're flying the babies around the room. But yeah, he sends in the ghosts. The ghosts do spooky ghosty things.
Spooky ghosts.
Frank comes in and saves the people from the spooky ghosts. And
the
charges
them.
Are
great.
Yeah, he's got 3 main ghosts. He's got Stu, Cyrus, and Judge.
So Stuart's like a shy, nerdy, atypical, geeky guy, like with the wireframe glasses, the greasy kind of hair.
Yeah, you don't see it, but I'm sure he has a pocket protector as well.
Yeah, he has seasonal allergies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a stereotypical 70s geek nerd.
Yeah. I think he's supposed to be an 80s geek, and Cyrus is the 70s.
Like Cool Cat with the fro and the pimp suit with the pointy cuffs and...
Yeah, and a little bit militant black dude because he threatens to organise a march of African-American deceased people.
Yes.
He has that great line about ain't nothing worse than a bunch of pissed off brothers that are already dead. And then Judge, who you have already alluded to being John Aston.
Yes.
As an old-timey cowboy who's completely falling apart.
His ectoplasm has all dried up.
Yeah. Whose introduction is great when he appears in the house.
Dog.
Chasing the dog who's carrying his Josh.
Yeah, when a man's jaw falls off, maybe it's time to lay down his bones.
Judge is great. Of the 3 ghost sidekicks, Judge, I think, is easily my favourite.
He's so sweet. He's just
slash a little bit rapey.
He's a little bit rapey. But apart from that, he's just like a sweet old timer who just wants to be done.
Yeah, and he's the only, well, not the only one, but he tries to level with Frank early on in the film and tell him to quit living in the past. And what is it? He has that line about there ain't no way to make a living out of the dead or something like that.
Yeah, unless you're an undertaker.
Yes, but the 3 ghosts are great, and they are, I think I said already, the side characters are used just enough in this film.
Yeah.
Apart from, say, Lucy, Frank, and Milton, everybody else is in it for just enough that they never overstay their welcome. The sheriff is great fun. The 3 ghosts are great fun. Magda.
Oh, the newspaper editor with her overly posh British accent and her very sharp haircut.
Yes.
Who's just dramatic enough.
Oh, she is totally over the top and chews the scenery, but it works. It works
in the context of it. She's dramatic enough without it being like fucking daytime TV. So whatchamacallit, the telenovelas.
Yeah.
It's just pulled back.
She plays like a newspaper editor who's got a bit of a vendetta against Frank for... Well, she knows he's a scam artist.
Yeah,
and calls him out.
It's a fair... It's not a vendetta, it's the truth. Like, he preys on people who've just lost loved ones. Like, that's why
I'm in the unenviable position of really loving this film and really loving the main character.
But what he does is shitty.
And absolutely hating real world scam artist cunts that act like this and prey on the dead because ghosts don't exist and you can't contact dead people. And it's all bullshit, and people who do that in the real world are the worst kind of people.
Yes.
But in the film, he's our main character, and he's our hero, and ghosts do exist, so we're supposed to support him, and she's a bitch.
Well, he is.
But technically, she's right.
Yeah.
And it's hard to reconcile those two feelings when watching this film.
Well, he's not a nice person when you're introduced.
Oh, no, Frank is a horrible bastard as well.
He is a selfish bastard, so they don't try and paint it any other way of, you believe that this guy is low enough to do this. He's so fucking obsessed with his own pain and his own fucking remorse over what happened to his wife.
Yeah.
That he doesn't care anymore.
Oh yeah, it's a way for him to make a quick buck so that he can continue to exist, basically.
Yeah, to wallow in his misery. Like, you can see it, like his house is like, in the same state of construction as it was 5 years previous.
But
It's not even fucking watertight.
But that's the whole thing that
stalled.
Judge calls him out on it as well, saying that he's never going to finish the house. And I think that's it. Frank is basically like lying to himself, pretending like, oh, I'll eventually finish this house and then I'll get my life back on track. And until then, I'll do this ghost thing as a side hustle so I can finish the house. But he's never going to finish the house. He's going to continue to live in the semi-built house and live in the past.
Yeah.
Unless something drastically changes, which are the events of the movie. But but no, Michael J. Fox plays it really well as well. He has the balance of the character that is a bit of a bastard, but he's just likeable enough as well.
Well, this was the last of the kind of his run of films.
Yeah, he decided to go to TV basically after this film.
Because he didn't like being away from his family for long periods of time, and I think that probably helps a lot with his performance.
Yeah, definitely.
This was when he went off and he went into what was it? Spin City?
He did Spin City after this.
After this, so
that was his last kind of big, where his main big earner then
before he retired.
But yeah, no, I'd say that definitely did help because
you get it,
and he plays the role really well. Like, no, I mean, not that I've anything against Michael J. Fox, but he could very easily, just because of how big Back to the Future films were, he could have been thrown in anything regardless of his acting abilities, but he does actually have some decent acting chops. Yeah,
no, it's nice to see him as this slightly less sympathetic character because the McFly character is lovable.
Yeah.
And is like the do-gooder with the kind of squeaky voice, and in this he is a shithead.
Particularly in that scene where it's fairly clear this Grim Reaper type character is out killing people and framing him.
He looks so good, by the way, and
we'll get onto
the
visuals and stuff in a bit. But in that scene where he volunteers himself to the police because he kind of knows how bad it looks.
Yeah.
And he turns around to Lucy's like, he's done nothing wrong. And he turns around to Lucy and he's like, what do you know?
Yeah.
Like, how do you know I haven't done anything wrong? What do you actually know about me? Like,
yeah.
That turn in him is really well done as well.
No, he does. And he does man up towards the end of it and accept his lot in life and his responsibilities. So there is...
Yeah, no, there's subtleties to this film that I quite like. Like that after that, Lucy then realizes... Sorry, the thing that makes Lucy realize that Frank actually is a good guy and maybe didn't kill his wife is when she goes out to the house to look for something after he's been locked up.
Yeah.
And she sees that the inciting incident of the argument between him and his wife the day that she died was that he had put in a basketball court where she wanted a garden. And when Lucy goes out to the house...
Indicating that he's always been a selfish bastard.
Yeah. But when Lucy goes out to the house, the basketball court is now a garden.
And the ghost of Ray goes, oh, what a waste of a perfectly good basketball court.
Yep.
Whereas she sees it and understands immediately.
Yeah, this is a man who's trying to make up for.
But yeah, the gulf there between Ray basically being what Frank was.
Yeah.
So you get that nice parallel as well of how far Frank has actually come from being that selfish, fucking self-absorbed.
Yeah. Because this was a 90s movie, so Lucy and Frank are inevitably love interests for each other. It doesn't drag the film down or anything, but maybe a little bit rushed. Her husband has just died. They've only met about 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. I know.
Now, her husband was an asshole and their marriage was falling apart, but...
On the note of it being a 90s movie, I do highly, highly recommend ending this. Exiting
the second the credits roll.
Yeah, no, don't do that to yourself. It is one of the most 90s covers of Don't Fear the Reaper.
Yeah, it is the single worst thing about this film is the cover of Don't Fear the Reaper that plays over the credits. I would rather
hear a toddler attempt to play it on a set of kitchen pans.
It's garbage. It's pure fucking garbage.
There's a piano solo instead of a guitar solo.
Yeah,
and it's so bad.
That fucking bitchin', haunting, spooky-ass guitar solo in Don't Fear the Reaper is replaced with a boring piano. It's not even a piano solo. It's just like a couple of piano chords.
It's so
it's fucking awful. I'd say listen to it just to see how awful it is, but don't. Just don't.
No, it's so bad. It's hilariously bad.
We waited through the credits the first time we watched it to see who did it, and I had never heard of them, and I didn't even want to look them up. So fuck those guys. Whoever you are, that is a terrible cover. But that was, it's a real 90s thing because there's a bunch of films that ended like that. The other one that springs to mind being Interview with the Vampire and Guns N' Roses' shitty cover of Sympathy for the Devil.
Yeah.
Which is also a shitty cover, but nowhere near as shitty as this cover is.
No, and it is weird that they couldn't get the original for that. Because it was Geffen.
Or they probably could have.
It was Geffen Records, so surely they would have had it.
Yeah, and apparently that version of Don't Fear the Reaper was used in Scream. Scream was out the same year.
What?
Yeah, this had to compete against Scream. It was also in and around the same time.
No, I forgot Scream was that old.
Yeah, I actually thought Scream was maybe a little bit older. I thought it might have been 94 or 95 rather than 96.
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently that shitty song was used in Scream too.
Ew.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah, gross. Gross.
But what were we talking about before that shitty song?
Frank being a 90s asshole and then being they're going to be love interest and it's all going to be wrapped up in a nice little bow. Because it was a 90s film and they all had to end like that.
The other particularly 90s thing it does is it uses a line that one character has said earlier on in the film in a relatively serious context is used at the very end of the film.
Oh, in a glib manner?
In like the nearly always the last line is repeated back by the other main character, but in a jokey fashion related to things that have happened in between. Is that a good explanation, or was that There's a glib callback to something that was said, and it's just it's just so fucking 90s. It really is.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's two of the only three things that I don't like about this film.
No, I love the opening scene of this film because it's set in the old Bellamy house with the crazy old lady and the daughter.
Yeah.
And it's whatever the fuck is in that house wants that daughter bad. It's not Frank and his ghost, it's a genuine haunting and it's chasing her around the place and it's in the wallpaper and you can see the wallpaper moving like something scurrying underneath it.
It's the cover for that Prodigy album. Was it Music for a Jilted Generation?
Yeah, with the face coming out.
With the face coming through on the cover. It's the cover of this DVD is the face coming through.
It's so well done and it's coming up she's running up the stairs and it's chasing her up the stairs and all the carpet rods are popping off.
Yeah.
And it's so frantic.
It's an amazing opening scene. It still looks amazing, 26 years on. Because there's a couple of shots that are full CGI that really don't age well.
No.
I'd say only 2 or 3, but the ghost effects are so well done. But
there's a lot of, when you see the ghost in the shroud thing, this kind of evil poltergeist spirit that runs through the story as well. It's very early Ring Wraith.
Yeah, and that is very obviously CGI, but it's a full CGI character.
But it looks, they haven't tried to hide it either. They've almost highlighted it by giving it this super glossy highlights on the cloak so that it looks more like an oily liquid.
Yeah.
They've leaned into the CGI. They've gone, this isn't going to look real, so we're going to make it look...
Exactly. It's not trying to look real.
So we're going to give it like this weird oily quality so that it looks otherworldly.
Yeah.
You know, they've hidden it in plain sight.
Yeah. But yeah, that looks fine because it's not supposed to look real. And the normal ghosts look great because they filmed real people and just put an effect on them and then superimposed it onto the other scenes.
Yeah.
But that opening scene is full on CGI when he's running around the wall, when that ghost
is
chasing him through the wall and in the wallpaper, and later on when he's in a painting.
Oh, I love it when he's in the painting.
That's full CGI with the intention of having it look real. And it does. Yeah. It holds up. There's 2 shots. There's a kind of wormhole-y shot towards the end of the film. That looks garbage. And there's another shot where...
That wormhole-y shot is very Spawn.
Yeah, exactly. It always reminds me of that because it's on par with the shitty CGI effects from Spawn.
Also, it's in Spawn when he's going down to hell and it looks like that. It looks kind of like he's falling through an intestine. Yeah, it's that shot's one of the worst in the film. Yeah. But the opening scene is also full CGI. Well, not full mostly. CGI, but the effect of the ghost is full CGI, and it looks so fucking good. I do enjoy the fact that that one in particular interacts with the environment when he comes out of the mirror in the bathroom.
Yeah. Plus, that's where old lady comes out with the shotgun and says, "The wicked shall be punished." And
kaboom! With no regard for the fact that the carpet has her daughter in a chokehold.
Yep, shoots the carpet ghost thing.
Yeah.
It's great. No,
Yeah.
it is a really good opening for the film as
Because,
well.
you're just like, right, crazy daughters being haunted, crackpot old, like, religious lady with a shotgun.
Does not give a fuck.
And then it cuts to Frank barreling down a hill in his Beetle.
Well, no, he's at a funeral handing out
Business cards
and then he barrels
down.
down the hill and crashes into the...
So you were immediately like, Frank's at a funeral giving out business cards. Okay.
Yeah, it's psychic. It says psychic investigator.
And then crashes into somebody's lawn.
But
because he was like digging around on the floor of the car whilst barreling down the hill. Fucking psycho.
While on the subject of the visuals, the other ghosts look great as well, particularly Judge with his...
he's all mangled and rotted and missing bits.
But a lot of that was practical effects as well, rather than CGI. So I think that's why it holds up so well.
He looks like should be not able to move around.
Well, yeah, but he does. He looks all dried out and horrible. Whereas Stu and Cyrus, particularly Stu, looks all sweaty.
Stu looks gooey.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be the ectoplasm.
Yeah, Yes, she looks unpleasant to be near or touch.
Yeah, and Ray starts to get that look. When you first see him, he just looks like a normal person with this blue effect on him.
He starts to get like his skin starting to break down on his face.
Yeah, it's like he's starting to develop the ectoplasm. But those little bits do add to the
progression of them. Whereas then when you get into the graveyard, anytime he ventures into the graveyard, Frank's always confronted by... was he a sergeant?
Well, it's just I think he's just a random military drill sergeant. I think you get a name from him, but who cares? Because it's Orly Ermy doing his best drill sergeant shady screamy stuff, and I'm down for it anytime. And
he protects the graveyard, and he knows that Frank is
he hates Frank.
He hates him, and he's like, "You'll be in here someday."
Because he sees Frank as not only preying on the bereaved, but
preying on the dead.
But abusing the ghosts to get them to,
because they get no benefit of it, and he's right.
Yeah. But he's another one of those just really fun side characters. He's only in 2, maybe 3 scenes.
Yeah, but you do remember him.
But all the side characters are distinct enough and entertaining enough and around for long enough that they're very easy to remember. Particularly, as I said, the sheriff, Magda, the nutjob editor, and then your various ghost characters.
Yeah.
But if there's one thing that didn't age well apart from the 1 or 2 CGI shots, it's probably the Judge mummy gags.
Oh, they're not good. No, I like them when they lie still.
Yeah, Judge sees a mummy in a sarcophagus and decides that he likes her.
Fine woman, good teeth.
Yeah, which is kind of a creepy line in and of itself. And then
until he gets back out of the coffin.
Then he walks into the coffin and the coffin falls over and you can see his ass bobbing up and down out of it.
Harry bobbing man ass.
That's kind of funny. It's about the only funny thing in it because then when he's done, he says, "I love it when they lie still like that." And not really a great gag.
No, that is slightly uncomfortable.
Did not age well.
No.
But yeah, the good teeth is a weird one as well.
Ugh.
Yeah. But then this was originally written as a Tales from the Crypt feature.
Really?
Yeah, apparently it was written originally as a Tales from the Crypt feature and they decided to make a feature film out of it.
Yeah, well,
but that scene definitely would fit in a Tales from the Crypt movie.
Yeah. Yes, it was. Yeah, that's kind of weird and gross.
Had you forgotten about the...
No, it's just really weird and gross.
It is really, really weird and gross. Some of the rest of the writing in it, though, is great.
Yeah, no, that's the only bit that is kind of like... Ugh.
There's some brilliant
just also
one-liners.
love the fact that in that scene, they're like in a museum and the police are just like, fuck it, open fire.
Oh yeah, telling a mummy to freeze.
The mummy getting walked across the floor.
Freeze, mummy. But no, there are some great one-liners in this film as well. The one I mentioned already being... Pissing on your hush puppies. Yeah. What did he do to you, Frank? Piss on your hush puppies? Or, I am an asshole. An asshole with a newsie. And most of the great lines do come from Milton.
Yeah. But Lucy's a bit busy just being confused.
She's great when she's screaming at Milton, taking advantage of the fact that he can't handle women screaming at him. So she just keeps screaming at him.
Physically ill. Yes, she just keeps on screeching at him and she's handcuffed in the back of the police car and he just ends up turning up the radio real loud.
Yeah, and that scene when you realise just how cracked he is. When he rips open the...
No. When he's got her handcuffed, he's trying to get her in the back of the car and he pulls out the little rubber ring.
That's a great gag, because he puts his hand into his jacket and you think he's going to pull out a gun, and Lucy looks terrified, and then he pulls out this rubber ring and puts it down on the car seat.
Sits in very gingerly, but looks at her in the rearview mirror like, go on, I dare you to say something about this.
I think he's probably the single best character in the film.
Yeah, he's got some, I don't want to know Milton's backstory.
I kind of do.
Oh, do you though?
Yeah.
Though I have a feeling there's some sort of portal to another dimension and tentacles involved.
I feel like Jeffrey, is it Coombs or Combs? I'm not sure.
I think it's cool.
But Jeffrey, I feel like definitely had a backstory for him, because I know that the haircut was his idea.
Yeah, that haircut is ridiculous.
Some of the scars and the tattoos on his chest were his idea as well. So he definitely brought a lot to the role.
No, it is. It's a magnificent performance.
Oh yeah, it really, really is.
From because when you see him originally, he comes across as very timid and this guy who's not used to being out in daylight.
Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with him.
Yeah, he's reclusive. He's like one of these weird genius people who's like an expert in their field, but don't touch them.
You're violating my personal bubble.
Yes, exactly.
I know, my personal territorial bubble. Is
my
that
personal territorial bubble. And then, as it goes on, and his derangement is revealed.
Yeah, he just gets progressively more and more psychotic.
It's brilliant.
It is, and the fact that he's so nationalistic as well. He everything is about being patriotic for his country, and I'm an agent of this nation.
Of that badge. When he's the authority of the United States government.
Yeah, well, that's why he chose the haircut. Yeah. Because he's so insanely nationalistic. He was like, let's give him a Hitler haircut.
Yeah.
I will say as well, the score in this, fucking great.
Well, it's Danny Elfman.
But it's Danny Elfman, so obviously it's going to be fucking great.
It matches it so well because it's got that same quality that the Beetlejuice score has as well.
Well, it's 90s era Danny Elfman as well.
It's playful, but it's also got enough of the spooky elements going on.
That balance is great. Yeah, the whole way through when they're comedy scenes, he's
Nightmare Before Christmas is the same. Danny Elfman does that kind of charming spooky, for lack of a better word.
But he gets it all from the same section of the orchestra as well. You know, some will use different sections for happy light music and others for the darker side. He can use
violins.
He can use the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, so he's got happy trumpets and he's got evil sounding trumpets, and it's just such a good score. It really is. I'm
surprised he didn't break out any Oingo Boingo for this.
Oingo Boingo.
And the really not an appropriate song.
Oh, that one from American Dad.
The director Bullock singing, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, but we can't blame this film for that inappropriateness.
No.
The toilet scene as well, sorry, I don't know why, it just popped into my head.
Oh, when he's in the bathroom in the restaurant. If you were in a bathroom washing your hands and a bloke comes in looking shady and then drops to the floor and scuttles across and peeks under a stall door, do you stay there?
He's already acting a little bit weird when your man walks in to pee, but not too weird. And then while he's peeing, Frank is
he's washing his hands, you just leave.
Yeah, Frank has been acting super weird the whole time your man's been pissing, and then he washes his hands and is looking really worried the whole time. It's like, no, just leave.
The guy is on all fours.
Personal hygiene is one thing.
Crawling across the floor. You leave and then you go and find somebody who works there and you go, there's a fucking lunatic in your bathroom.
Yeah, and then...
You go and find a member of staff and you let it become their fucking problem.
Yeah, and then afterwards worry about your own personal hygiene and washing your hands.
Yeah, and then you're I need to leave right now.
Yeah, personal safety first and then personal hygiene afterwards.
Yeah, it's
that scene cracks me up.
It's just good practice. If they're being sketchy, leave the area. Also, that scene is beautiful for the mirror effect.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is there's some really nice kind of set piece scenes in this film that often are focused around the death of somebody. So with him, it's that guy in the bathroom ends up getting killed, not by Frank, but does end up getting killed. And then the museum scene is also based around a death, and that's a lovely little set piece scene. And you said earlier on that the film is paced really well. And the little set pieces...
You get little reveals as well with each new setting. You get more of the story, but it works
both
in
the backstory and the kind of the secrets that are to be revealed.
But it's not done in an exposition dump kind of way. You get Frank's backstory because Lucy's new to town and doesn't know, and the sheriff's filling her in. So
it's Milton trying to convince her that she knows nothing about, what do you know about Frank Bannister? This is what I know, kind of thing.
So it's never done in a way that's gratuitous.
Yeah, because you might expect it at the restaurant scene where she asks him how he can see ghosts. And he just tells Lucy that he was in an accident and that it allowed him. He doesn't go into any detail. No. He just looks very sad about it and then tries to get off the subject.
And she learns about the massacre as well by watching a video about it after a comment is made by crazy old lady.
Crazy old lady says that her daughter is evil and that she
can't be trusted.
They found her to be an accessory after the fact.
But I know it was murder.
Yeah, and that's all she says. And then the next we find about that, is Lucy watching a TV program to try and find out herself about the murders, which fits because, as you said, she's new in town. She wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson's not, especially in his not Tolkien stuff, he's never been really an exposition dumpy kind of guy.
But no, it works in this really, really well because it gives you the information as it becomes relevant.
Yeah.
You never need to know more about what's going on than what it's told you. And when you learn more, you kind of go, ah.
Yeah, and the big reveal / twist is, I mean, maybe it's a little bit predictable, but it's not like, it's not mad obvious. It's not signposted.
No,
like given from miles away.
Given the way it is, it does work out. You wouldn't have.
Yeah, there's a B plot that ends up being very important once the reveal happens. But the first time you're watching it, you might just think that B plot is just a B plot.
Yeah,
that serves to fill in the wider world of the story. So it is. Yeah, narratively, it's really well constructed as well, I think.
Wellington itself as a city, as the backdrop for this, is really nice. Up in the suburban parts of it, up the mountains.
Yeah, it is a really nice setting for it. And it's not something we often talk about, is like filming locations beyond to say they filmed here and it looks really pretty, which is kind of what we're doing now. But I feel it does add something to the like ambience of the film, the feel of the film overall. Yeah,
because Wellington itself is like a crater shape and it's looking out over the harbour. You always get the feeling that it's kind of all enclosed.
Yeah.
And every time they're chasing, because it is so steep, all the chase sequences are always up and down hills and it's like over rooftops. But it's always a natural progression up and down. They never kind of hit a flat anywhere.
Yeah, and it lends for some really fun chase scenes because you have
up
ghosts
and down the
flying across rooftops, chasing cars and stuff like that.
Yeah, it actually lends itself really well as an environment.
Yeah. Considering all the things that we have praised, the visuals, the location, the writing, the comedy aspects of it, the horror aspects of it are really good as well. When it wants to be scary, this film can be scary.
Yeah, no, it's done really, really well.
It wasn't that well received by critics at the time. Some praised it, but there was a lot more hate for it than I was expecting when I was having a flick through at the time. Now it's fairly highly well regarded, but some critics just saw it as schlock. Like even Roger Ebert, who last week loved The Cell, hated this.
Yeah, well, I know why Roger Ebert loved The Cell, and it's all those dreamscape sequences. He was willing to forgive the other bits.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Roger Ebert. He generally
I can understand,
and reviews from his website tend to be very fair. They take a film on its own merits.
Yeah,
and he really didn't like this.
I can kind of get it because this doesn't fall definitively into any one category. Like it's not really a family friendly film. Like it could be a little bit scary for like.
It is quite violent. And it wasn't until I was reading it on like trivia and stuff like that, I was like, do you know what? There is a lot of like gore in this film.
Yeah.
But even when I watched it, I was probably 14 or 15. Okay, gore wouldn't have bothered me that much then, but it's never struck me as
there's a rape reference.
No, but you know the gore that is in it.
The way the death, because death likes to kill everybody the same way, and he does. Like at one point, he's got the big scythe, and it is very intimidating looking. And it's dark and it's ominous, and there's I think they filmed in the winter, so Wellington has incredible thunderstorms.
Yeah.
So that dark, brooding atmosphere all lends to it.
Yeah.
But they're like, it's not exactly like you'd sit down with the kids and be like, oh, put on a movie that's like,
yeah,
you know,
put
like
on the Frighteners.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not like a kid's comedy horror by any means. It's like,
This
it's
is
not Ghostbusters or Gremlins or anything.
This is a 13, like, if you've got like a load of 13 or 14-year-old kids, like, on a sleepover, this is the kind of movie you put on.
the age.
It's enough to, like, to scare them.
Yeah.
To give you, like, that fun, giggly, like, oh my god, this is scary. But they're not going to all be up during the night with nightmares.
Yeah, and I think that's why I don't think of it as a particularly gory film, because, well, it's a comedy horror, but when it gets gory, it's normally for comedic effect.
Yeah.
And when it gets serious, like when they're dealing with the flashbacks and the TV bit about the massacre that happened in the 60s.
It's done in a very factual way.
Yeah, it's done in a factual way. It doesn't like glorify the violence there or anything, and it is meant to be somber and dark, and those scenes aren't particularly gory.
No.
So I think that's why I don't think of it as a really gory film, that you do have that balance between the somber and the scary and the funny
you also
and the gory.
got all the people with the numbers carved in their heads.
Well, yeah, but that's not treated as a gag. That is in the dark.
Serious thing.
That's in the dark, somber side. Whereas the gory stuff is like the head exploding, and then you see a ghost face immediately behind it.
Yeah.
So it's the gore is played for gags.
Yeah.
And the dark
but
is dark.
it doesn't exactly fit into any one kind of category. Like, it's funny, but it's not like a 100% comedy. It's scary, but it's not all the way scary.
Yeah, and
it is very much in that middle ground that is very hit or miss for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the criticism I did see for it was that it was like it was unfocused and there was too much trying to go on in it. But I don't think that there was.
No, I enjoy it, but I enjoy that type of film. Like, I'm a fan of The Burbs as well, which would be a very similar kind of feeling to.
And
this.
we like our comedy horrors.
Yeah.
We've always liked our comedy horrors.
Yeah. Tucker and Dale versus Evil being one of the best.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil was great. Dead Snow. Cabin in the Woods.
So many of them.
Yeah, anything Sam Raimi does.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're not supposed to be funny. Sometimes they are.
Army of Darkness. I'm sorry, Army of Darkness is one of the funniest things I've ever watched in my life.
Even Drag Me to Hell. There's bits in Drag Me to Hell that are fucking hilarious, and there's bits in Drag Me to Hell that are like terrifying.
But in fairness, though, a good horror should have some lighthearted bits in it. The Human Centipede, where all the power goes out and he goes, sorry, and runs off.
You will be the middle piece.
Yeah, just
still one of the funniest bits in that film.
Otherwise, an amazing horror film, but those couple of little moments are standout.
I think we might be some of the only people who unironically like
The Human Centipede, because it's a really good horror film.
I think it's a really good horror film.
And we once saw that guy in that airport in Hamburg who looked suspiciously like the Doctor.
Yeah.
And started to get stressed out that he was on our flight.
I was going to ask him if he was, but then I was like, I actually don't want to know.
Let's hope he doesn't get the middle seat.
But is there anything about this film that you didn't like? Apart from the shitty cover of fucking...
Yeah.
Don't Fear the Reaper.
I have a real soft spot for this film because it's one of those ones that I think I saw when I was kind of like an early teen.
Yeah.
That I've always enjoyed. I've never kind of grown out of it. It's a bit of a comfort watch for me.
Definitely. I think I can nearly always go back to this film.
I have to be in a certain kind of mood to watch it, but generally kind of coming into spooky season, it's one of the ones that I'm like, I'll watch that. That, Hocus Pocus, Nightmare Before Christmas, because...
You don't need any excuse to watch Hocus Pocus.
No, I don't. I really don't. I love that film to death. Dog Soldiers generally gets a watch around this time of the year. And it's one of those... It's slightly seasonal, but at the same time, on a shitty Saturday afternoon, I could throw it on and watch it.
Yeah, and it's aged really well. As I said, there's one or two shitty CGI shots.
It's slightly longer than you think it is, too.
Well, it's an hour and 40, an hour 45.
Yeah, but it is actually a longer film than you think it is because it's paced really well.
It has a real nice 3-act structure to it as well, with your kind of your opening and establishing of the various characters and players.
Yeah.
And then your middle setting up of all the tension and the drama, and then
the
last act
finale,
which we haven't mentioned to try and stay spoiler free, but the third act is great in this movie. It's action packed. It's got great gags. It's got a good bit of like horror and tension and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Not so much of the scary stuff, but
there's peril, there's drama.
Oh, there's definitely plenty of peril, but there's less of the full-on horror aspects towards the end. But it's still a great ride for the final act.
And there are performances in that final act that are just stunning.
Yeah, Jake Busey shows up in the third act, and
I
he's
love
amazing.
me some Jake Busey.
That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, he's great in this.
I love Jake Busey.
Never get tired of seeing Jake Busey. To
No.
be honest with you,
No.
I've always been a fan of him, and I don't know why I've always been a fan of him, but I think it was because this was one of the first things I saw him in, and he's great in this. And then the next thing I probably saw him in was Starship Troopers.
Yes.
And he's just a ridiculous character in
I
Starship
love
Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
Although, if I'm not mistaken, he was in a terrible, terrible, terrible 2000s sitcom called Shasta McNasty, which was just...
that sounds problematic as fuck.
Well, it probably was, to be honest with you. It was like...
That just sounds...
3 guys in like some sort of like California punk new metal
I
band.
like the fact that my phone knows, because I can't type to save my life, because I just searched for Jake Busty and it was like, do you mean Jake Busey?
Yeah.
Thank you, phone, for knowing about my stupid brain.
Vern Troyer was in it.
Oh, that's never a good
It
sign.
was always terrible.
Not to speak ill of the
I don't know how bad it was.
but-
The only channel that bought it to show on UK or Irish television was Sky.
Ew.
Yeah, it was garbage. I don't know why I watched it, but I'm pretty sure Jake Busey was in it.
Yeah, he was in the From Dusk Till Dawn series.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he's Sex Machine.
He's Sex Machine in it?
He's
Oh,
Sex
awesome.
Machine. Yeah, no, we've been meaning to watch it and just haven't gotten around to it, so.
Yeah, but a fitting successor to Tom Savini
Oh,
in the original.
yes. He was
Yeah, no,
also
Jake
in
Busey's
Nazis
great.
at the Centre of the Earth, which I'm going to have to find.
Nazis at the centre of the earth.
Yes.
I'm down. I am down. But yeah, no, I don't think... Well, the only things I didn't like I've already mentioned. The mummy rape scene, not
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I think that was in quite bad taste at the time.
Yeah, even at the time, it
well.
wasn't a great gag. The terrible, terrible, terrible cover. And
So bad. That's the
one
thing,
or
it's
two dodgy...
jarringly bad because all the rest of the music in it is so fitting and doesn't impact on you, doesn't break the fourth wall, any of that
Well,
stuff.
there's only one other use of non-score music that I can think of, and that is when Dammers is in the car and he tries to drain her out with a real hippie song. I can't remember what it is, but it works in the scene.
Yeah, because it's the radio in the car, and when it pulls to outside the car, you can hear it muffled.
Yeah.
But you can tell that it's up really loud
it's still
in the
the
car.
same song. Yeah, so... And I know it's only the song that plays over the credits, but seriously, it's just such a shit fucking song.
It's so bad.
And then, yeah, some of the CGI, but considering it's a film that has an awful lot of special effects, practical effects, and CGI,
yeah.
and it was Weta Workshop's first big film.
I meant to look for that because Weta always put a Weta somewhere in their films.
Yeah, and this was their first big film. They went from having one computer to 35 computers to do this. And then their next big project after this was Lord of the Rings. Because I think up to that point they were mostly practical effects. They did all the stuff for like
Braindead
Xena and they did all the stuff for
Hercules.
Hercules and Xena as well.
Yeah.
And
that
then,
was very much their bag.
But that was all a lot of practical.
They're model makers.
Mm.
They would have been like kind of the Australian Kiwi version of the Sam Winston Studios. Or
and
they did most of the effects, I think, for Avatar. Because a lot of the ships are recycled out of the Scrapped Halo project.
The Scrapped Halo project, yeah.
Where they did actually build a fully...
Oh yeah, Weta Workshops, after Lord of the Rings, Weta Workshops just do fucking loads of projects.
No, and it's well deserved. Their work is incredible.
Oh yeah, and this stands to them because this is, what did we say? This was 26 years old now?
Yeah.
And it still looks great. As I say, 1-2 dodgy shots, and there are only a couple of second shots in the entire film.
Which is doing better than some like new movies and stuff that we've watched.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's stuff
perfectly honest. And
brand new stuff.
That annoys me so much when new films don't allocate enough to make their CGI.
Well, what were we
look
watching?
good.
Oh, Riddick. Those like space cycle hog things they have in Riddick look fucking garbage. And it was just because if they just had a shot that was slightly further out, but they wanted to zoom in on these hog things and they just looked shit when they zoomed in. Like, just don't.
Yeah.
If it doesn't look good, just don't do it.
I was going to make a point about the motorbike in Dread not looking amazing, and I was like, that was a practically built motorbike. Apparently that was really difficult to ride.
It just doesn't look great, I don't think.
Yeah, whereas I have a huge soft spot for the original Judge Dredd and the Lawmaker being this insane kind of like Honda Goldwing that's just built out.
Yeah. But again, that's a practical thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes practical effects just don't look great.
No.
But all the practical effects in this look fucking class.
Yes.
Anything else you would like, or you like about this film before we wrap up? Your winner plays Patricia's great. All the actors are great, but she's brilliant.
She is. She's fucking amazing. I just genuinely really, really like this film. I have a really, really big soft spot for this film. It's kind of like up there for me with like The Secret of Nim and a couple of the ones that I just really fond memories of and are comfort watches.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, I think, was because we have such fond memories of it.
It's hard to pick it apart because I love it so much.
Oh,
but
no,
I love
it's
it
by no means perfect. But
I love it in a different way to the other ones that I will quite happily shred.
Yeah.
I love it so much that I'm like, no, make that better. This, I can't pick out the bits I would make better.
Apart from not using that shitty song.
Yeah. Because I think that changing any of it would lose the charm. Like, I love...
Exactly, I was about to say, it's such a charming film.
Yeah, I love the fact that the characters are that they are caricatures, but they're not pushed too far. There's just enough, like you get with, I've forgotten, not Stu, the other ghost.
Cyrus,
you get just enough of his personality that he's not overtly any one part of the 70s, but he's this like really fun melting pot of it all.
Yeah, he's part pimp, part Black Panther, part like crazy disco guy.
And but he's also self-aware because he said if he wanted to get shot every day, he'd move his ass to LA.
Yeah.
So he's like aware of like modern times as well. And Stu is just this nervous wreck who has never moved on from his death.
Yeah. No, it's because I think that was one of the complaints I saw from other critics was that there was too many characters, but I think there's a lot of characters, but we get just enough of them.
Yeah, it's and a lot of the storylines are resolved with the characters as well. You're never left kind of like they don't just drop off.
No.
Like you get like say like the likes of Inglourious Bastards where four of them just disappear halfway through the film. There is resolution to every character that's introduced. There is a resolution to their storyline. Or
even Doom, where the characters were literally like the tough guy, the ninja, the new kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were all absolute characters, but we still had to sit and fucking watch them for like 40 minutes before they all got killed off.
Yeah.
None of the side characters
they're wham bam, thank you ma'am, next. But enough to make it an impression.
Yeah, no, it's just a really fun, charming film. It's a great cast of characters.
Actually hit the balance nicely because did Peter Jackson do the new King? Not the which King Kong?
Peter Jackson did King Kong, yeah.
Did he do the one with...
He did the 2003 or 2004.
Is that the one we watched recently with...
No, we watched Kong Skull Island.
Okay. Kong Skull Island is the one I'm thinking of. That's got way too many characters that you don't give a shit about.
Oh yeah, that was terrible for him.
Yeah, no, I knew there was a...
he did the one with Jack Black that was basically the straight up remake of the 1930s
the Faye
one.
Dunaway one that I actually have. But like that, just I mixed up which Kong it was, but that one has a ton of characters that you really don't give a shit about. This one has a ton of characters, but you remember who they all are.
And I was happy to talk about them, and I
like the fact you remember Magda's name, where I was like, oh, the crazy British news editor lady.
Yeah, basically. But there were some films that we were watching there the other day. What was it we were watching? One of the ones we only podcasted about the other day, and I was like,
Chronicles of Riddick?
No.
The Cell?
No, it was something else before that, and I was like, you're lucky I can even remember the... Oh, it was AVP. I was like, you're lucky I can remember the main... I couldn't remember the main character's name. I was like, what?
You're one.
Yeah,
Blade's mom.
Yeah, basically, Blade's mom. I still can't remember her name. But I could tell you nearly every character's name in this.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it is. It's a really charming film. It's a really fun film. If you haven't seen it, do definitely check it out. That's why we tried to go non-spoiler for this one.
Yeah.
Because it's
really, really fun.
Well fun. But yeah, definitely check it out. And in the meantime,
if your kids are like 12, 13, they would get a kick out of this too.
Yeah, at that age.
If you're trying to ease your kids into a love of horror films.
Yeah. But some of the films we'll be covering over the next couple of weeks would be similar. Some will not be so suitable for children.
No.
Because we are going into the month of October.
Season!
And we're going to be covering all the horror-ish films.
It's my favourite time of the year.
Yeah, all the films that we've planned more or less hit the horror. People die in them. Yeah. That's good enough for me. Yeah. People die in them. But yes, we'll be back next week with our first horror film for the month of October. And in the meantime, if you want, you can head back and listen to all of our previous episodes. And we also cover Amazon's The Boys over on MonoRants The Boys. If you want to come and chat with us on socials, you can find us on Twitter on rantsmono, on Instagram at monorants_the_boys. I got it right this week. And you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us, guys. Bye-bye.
We are Science Fiction Remnant.
This is the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
We are the Caribbean Science Fiction Network.
We are MonoRants.
We are One Accord Level 2 Podcast.
This is Sci-Fi.